What's going on, everybody? Happy Monday to everyone except Garfield, because Garfield hates Mondays. Isn't that right, Garfield? Yes. Yes, he says in a very non enthusiastic way. Folks, I am your pal Hal. We are live on Backchannel. It is Monday. It is Christmas week. You know what? If it wasn't beginning to feel a lot like Christmas before, it sure as heck is now on Monday, December 20th. We are speeding like a bullet train towards Christmas this Saturday. Oh, are you going to wake up in your PJs and open up your presents and drink nog as I cough on uh, my cough up a lung here? Are you going to drink the nog? Are you going to sit by the hearth? What are your plans? What's going on? How's your Christmas week? You know what? This can be the jolliest, happiest, most wonderful time of the year because, like, we're not just talking Christmas. We're talking Hanukkah. We're talking New Year's. We're talking snow, jingle bells, Kwanzaa, Toyotathon, Happy Honda Days, and don't forget to wish a happy holidays to those celebrating the Lexus tent event. Do I pay too much attention to advertising and commercials? That's TBD, to be determined at a later date. But I hope your season is going great. I hope your season is going great. And I am very happy to be hanging with you on Backchannel. And we are going to have a heck of a good time. So I would love for you to participate in this show. That's right. It would be great if you would tell us how you're doing, if you would talk to us, and you can do that by addressing your smart device and then saying the magic word, say, and then talk to your smart device, use the magic word, say, and then you could say anything. So, smart device, say, Hal, we are planning a big Christmas at grandma's house. Or, Hal, I'm going to be spending Christmas alone getting drunk. Or, Hal, I am so in Christmas mode. I am like Arnold Schwarzenegger in Jingle All the Way, getting the presents, dotting the I's, crossing the T's, whatever. I want to know what you're up to. Also, you could chit chat with us on backchannel.tv. Go to backchannel.tv and you can talk with us there. I would love to hear from you. I would love to talk to you. So please let us know what you're up to. Are you snacking on anything? Are you sipping on? Are you sipping on a little? Are you listen? Are you sipping on a mimosa or a Bloody Mary because you've got the week off for Christmas? Are you a teacher and you're like, oh my goodness, I am happy to be away from those little monsters at school? Are you on a Christmas break from school? Are you a student or are you working from home? Let us know what you're up to. Let us know what you're sipping on. I got coffee. I got some water over here. Let us know what you're snacking on. Keeping it healthy. I generally keep it healthy. I got a banana. It's a little bit of sugar in there. And I got my Mariani almonds. I never go anywhere. I never feel fully dressed without my bag of Mariani almonds. So there's a Your Pal Hal fun fact. What are you snacking on anything? Again, talk to your device, use the magic word say, and let us know what you're up to. Device, smart device, say, I'm snacking on a big old sloppy Joe. I'm going, it's lunchtime over here. It's 11:06 here on the West Coast, 2:06 on the East Coast. So, what are you having for lunch? Are you having a hoagie? Are you having a submarine sandwich? Are you having a grinder? Are you having a hero? Those are basically synonyms, but I want to know what you're eating because I'm obsessed with snacks. And we're going to have a lot of fun today, by the way. We're going to talk about news, movies, pop culture. There's going to be some goofs, some gags, some hijinks, some shenanigans, all the above. it's going to be too much fun. We're going to talk about Spider-Man swinging into the box office and swinging into the theaters and capturing all of the moviegoers in his web. That's coming up. So there's going to be a lot of fun stuff. And we're going to have a special guest in a little bit. Oh, it's going to be ridiculous, the amount of nice times we're going to be having for the next 2 hours. Your pal Hal will be with you for 2 hours. And guiding us on this journey, sort of like I call him I'm a traveler in streaming here, and he is my Sherpa. He is leading the way, guiding us. Producer Travis. Producer Travis, our Sherpa, guiding us up the mountain of live streaming. Is this analogy working at all, Travis, that I'm attempting here?
I think so.
Very good.
I'm with you.
Very good. Do you mind being called a live stream Sherpa?
No, no, my trackball mouse is my walking stick, and
Sure.
my microphone is my mini clothing layers.
Oh, yes, yes. As we all know, a guide, a mountain guide, or a Sherpa, got to dress in
Okay,
layers.
gotta dress in layers.
Yeah. Travis, have you ever been on a hike in like a really strenuous, vigorous, like mountain style hike, kind of like you know, up a steep into the Grand Canyon, up the Himalayas? I know you haven't been east of Idaho, but
No, closest I got was Crater Lake in Oregon, which is very much not that. It just was snowing. I had gone with my dad and my friend to see Crater Lake. My dad lives in Southern Oregon,
cool.
and it was a winter's day, and we do the walk up to the top of the thing. There's snowpack, and it's going to be this cool, beautiful winter scape with the lake, and it was foggy. You couldn't see anything. The lake was
Okay.
not there.
You know what? You never know, like best laid plans, just as far as like getting a look at the at nature or at a view.
Mm-hmm.
Sometimes, life has other plans in store. Like I remember when I first got to Los Angeles. I like 20 years ago, I went up to Griffith Park Observatory, and the observatory, it's a famous spot. You probably, if you saw a picture of it, you probably know what I'm talking about. And classic Los Angeles locale, Rebel Without a Cause, part of that classic James Dean movie was filmed there. And I was like, wow, look at the city. I'm gonna put a quarter into one of these giant telescope binocular things.
Mm-hmm.
What I said, binocular, sure. Uh, and I put a quarter in, and smog, couldn't see squat.
Oh no.
Like like it was ridiculous. And yeah, that's sometimes the view just ain't gonna be there. So Travis, did you get up to anything fun over the weekend? What was this part of the show is called Travis Tells Us What Happened This Weekend?
Oh no, I didn't have a Chiron for that. All I've got is this one, but
Uh
it's two
oh,
days.
Compart says hello. Compart, welcome to the party.
Hi,
Glad to have
Campari.
you here.
Camparty.
And Compart, feel free to join in the conversation. Coming to us from Alabama. Is it
All
okay if I
right.
say roll tide? Is it okay if I say roll tide? Because some people in Alabama say war eagle. War Eagle, and some people say roll tide. So, do you Compart? Let us know where you fall on that, and also let us know what you were up to this weekend. Good to have you here. So Travis, I was looking at another tab. What was the Chiron you threw up there?
Oh, it was about the big day I had when I got a package.
Oh,
What's
okay.
what's the War Eagle? I'm familiar with Roll Tide, but War Eagle, is that a state
Oh,
or
my
something?
mom's here. By the way, I'll get right back
Oh yeah.
to your question. My mom's here, Deborah Rudnick, and shout out to her. Went through a 7-hour surgery this weekend.
Oh.
No joke, no joke, and came through like a champ. Shout out Deborah Rudnick, a warrior. She's had a tough year with some ups and downs, but very proud of my mom and her attitude. And thanks to the doctors and the fine folks that have been taking care of her. You know what? So far, so good. And as my mom taught me to say and to do, knock on wood.
Hey.
All
I
right.
heard that.
Love you, mom. Travis.
Hmm.
Rob Schaefer chimes in. Never say roll tide. It's go big red. So is big red? Are those? Is that the Huskers? Is that the Nebraska Cornhuskers? Uh, because I know you're in Omaha, Rob. I'm just trying to put it together here. By the way,
It was a soda.
War Eagle is Auburn. Auburn, which is
Oh.
also in Huskers.
Woo.
Yeah, okay. Compart says roll tide. Roll. Listen, okay. I got news for Compart and for Rob. I went to Penn State, so go Nittany Lions. How do you like that, Rob? I love you, pal. And we're talking about Rob Schaefer. We're talking about Rob Schaefer, attorney at law. You could do a heck of a lot worse. Listen, if you wind up in some legal hot water or got a divorce, need a prenup, got whatever, a personal injury, whatever you need in Omaha, Nebraska, or the surrounding area, I would even drive from like Kansas to Nebraska just for the representation of Rob Schaefer, attorney at law. Travis, like we were in perfect syncopation there. But Rob, I got to tell you, I'll say go Huskers, but I'll also say roll tide. I'll also say War Eagle, and I'll also say go Penn State, my alma mater. So no offense, no offense. I'll say go Bruins, and I'll say go Trojans.
I just like school, you know?
I just like school. I'm a college boy. All right. Travis,
Yeah.
where were we? Your weekend?
My weekend. Yeah, I met up with a friend of mine who,
That's great. So moving on.
yeah,
No, just kidding. Go ahead.
who's in town from New York, and he's visiting his
Mm.
family for Christmas. And I was happy to do it, but it's a funny situation where he sold me his old car. I'm driving his old car, and he gave me
Okay.
a pretty good deal on it.
Sure.
And
Friend price. Friend price.
now this has been fine to me, but people have asked, like, really? That seems like a lot. He asked to borrow that car again for like a week and a half. Like, I'm not getting that
Okay.
car back until like the 27th.
Okay.
And then, yeah, so I had my first day without a car in a long time, and
Mm-hmm.
which would have been fine. You know, I don't need to leave much these days. But of course, the first night, it gets to about 8:30 p.m. I go, I got to go to the store. They closed at 9, and then I just look around and I go, never mind.
You know what? I don't know if you want to spend a couple extra bucks. My wife and I have been doing a lot of Postmates. I'm a big wife
Ooh.
guy. I love talking about the wife. And we've been doing a lot of Postmates over the course of the pandemic.
Mhm.
Rob Schaefer in the chat.
Oh,
Rob, by the way, is it okay to call you Rob Schaefer Esquire? Does that, I know a lot of lawyers have that.
oh,
Let me
that's
know
right.
about that, please, Rob. I was thinking the same thing. Rob and I are in syncopation here. Travis, you were talking about a sushi birthday dinner at a famous LA sushi spot on the side of a mountain, Yamashiro. One of your very good friends was having a dinner. You weren't, but you weren't going to know a lot of other people there. It was the bill was being paid for by, I guess, her significant other. So, but you weren't sure if you were going to go or not. We kind of left it a variable. What happened?
So about midway through the day, took a long look at my weekend and how I wanted it to play out, and I decided, you know what? This
Yeah,
isn't for me. It's not to be.
gotcha.
Not to
Not
be.
Didn't happen. Didn't
Eh,
happen. Travis did not go to the dinner. By the way, I want to shout out Kobe. Kobe in Alabama. What is up? Thanks for being here, Kobe. Appreciate it. Appreciate it. Your name is the name of one of my favorite basketball players of all time. By the way, you probably hear that all the time, Kobe. So, but just bears repeating here. Travis, what did you say to your friend?
I called my friend Bao and I said, Bao, listen, you know I love you. It's not happening.
Mm,
I'm not
mm.
doing it. I can't.
Before, after, when?
This was about midday. We got off our show here, had to take care of a couple other things, and before I went to go
Sure.
see the Spider-Man, I called
Hmm.
her because I just took that big deep breath of I got to do something unfortunate but responsible, and I made the call. And according to a Yelp review, I made the right call
Oh, okay. Okay. Lay that on me. Where? So a Yelp review for her birthday party?
for
Oh,
her birthday party.
Compart went to a party. I want to hear about Compart's party. Tell us what was the party? Who was it for?
Oh yeah.
Did you have some refreshments? Any drinks? Any snacks? Whose party? But what's the Yelp review, Travis, that that validated your decision?
Pulled
Woo.
that up.
Okay. Can I read this?
Oh please.
Okay. So whoa, this is from Friday, Saturday. No,
This
this is
is
from last night.
this is
This
the
is
birthday party.
this is the birthday party. And is this hers? Who left this review?
She
Oh,
left
this
one.
is her.
Yep.
This is her guy,
Mm-hmm.
Justin. Okay. So this is a response. Wow. Rob, can you believe we're opening up this kind of can of worms? This is crazy. All right, I'm very excited, and yeah, this is taking some twists and turns.
Mm-hmm.
All right, uh, 2 stars. This was left last night. The birthday party was Friday, so they sat on it, and then they decided, you know what? I'm gonna upload this, or I'm gonna leave this devastating review. 2 stars out of 5 on the Yelp website. TLDR. What does that mean?
Means for anyone who doesn't want to read all that, that stands for too long didn't read. It's the slug line of the review, basically.
Gotcha. Too long didn't read. Okay, so if you don't want to read it, here's the Cliff's notes. Dangerously understaffed, unprepared, and overpriced. Ooh, baby, that's a crappy combo. All right.
Mm-hmm.
I was planning a birthday party for my girlfriend. Oh, do we have like a bad Yelp review, Chiron?
Ooh, we don't. Oh
Uh,
no.
because I think I've read a couple in the past,
We've
but
had
that's okay.
Amazon reviews, but nothing from Yelp yet.
No worries, pal. I was planning a birthday party for my girlfriend. I called ahead and got everyone prepared. It seemed like a great place. Spectacular views and a rare opportunity for an amazing experience. Unfortunately, whether due to COVID or due to a lack of staff or overselling our experience was a disappointment. Every option for a sushi boat was gone, and we were a group of 18. We had to quickly alter our plans and salvage with individual plates. The manager explained they were backed up in the kitchen. For a place that has dishes 2 to 3 times the price, I would hope they could staff better for a Friday night. If not, simply let us know they have overbooked so we could look at alternatives. This led to a very hungry group scavenging small plates that slowly arrived with 4 to 6 pieces at a time. After a number of conversations with our servers and the manager, we just decided to eat whatever they had available. The dishes come out quicker. However, it was difficult to keep 18 people fed at this rate. Wow. Again, they did try to improve. Let's see how long this is. Scroll down because it says too long. Okay, and it's not okay. Go back. I'll finish it. I'll finish it.
There we go, right there it again.
This led to a very hungry group scavenging 4 to 6 pieces at a time. After a number of conversations with our servers, the manager just keep 18 people fed. Again, they did try to improve and brought out a small tray with fish on a bridge tray for the birthday girl. The effort was appreciated, but ultimately not what we signed up for. Darn it. The final nail, a little spelling error there.
Whoops.
Typo. It happens.
I hope
The
that's
final
what he
nail.
thinks it is.
The final nail in the coffin. I put mail in the mailbox. I put nails in my coffins.
I'll put mail in some coffins. Why not?
I mean, yeah, bury me with my bills.
Gotta go. You gotta pay them before you get through the gates.
Yeah, you can't take it with you. Does that apply to your debt or just your money? The debt you can take with you.
Yeah.
Life. She's not so good sometimes. Okay. However, as I personally ended up with food
Oh, I didn't even
poisoning,
hear about that. Oh
I haven't
no.
been this violently sick since eating sketchy food off a cart in a remote part of a third world country. And at least that only cost me a few bucks and my 23-year-old dignity. For
Wow.
$1,600, I would hope I could at least keep the food down, but it wasn't in the cards. Done at your own risk. I imagine if the night isn't busy, Monday to Wednesday perhaps, the chefs may put more care and effort into what they serve. Wow,
Woo
wow, wow, wow,
wee.
wow. Oh my goodness, dodged a bullet, Travis.
Yeah.
Yeah, you should did you talk have you talked to your friends since then?
I have not. I just heard about all this stuff this morning. She had something on her Instagram about how it was a wonderful night, kind of despite a letdown experience. And I messaged her and said, "What's up?" And she said it was bad. Justin, her significant other, is putting up a Yelp review, and I
Ooh,
hadn't read it yet.
ooh,
But my goodness, I didn't know it was that bad.
dang.
So the biggest transgression was
Yeah.
supposedly for large events they have something called a sushi boat, which is referenced in the
Mhm.
first paragraph, where it's this
Yeah, I've
large.
I've I've been on a sushi boat before. I took one of those little boats that they put the food on, and I actually sailed it down the Hudson River in New York
Really?
City. No, I'm just
Oh.
making up a weird story, but I have eaten off a sushi boat. Like I've been to parties where there have been
Oh.
giant like displays of sushi
See, I
like
had
that.
me not being a sushi connoisseur, I'd assumed that was a bit for this restaurant, but apparently they
Oh
had.
no, no, I mess with sushi. Trust me, the boat is a thing.
So
The
they were
boat is
out
a
of
thing.
boats, and 18 people, no boat. What are you gonna do?
What the frack? What the frack?
Yeah,
Also, you are braving Omicron going out there,
yeah. At this
you
point,
know? Yeah, like I was teaching a class over the weekend and like more people were talking about uh knowing someone who has COVID than I've experienced in a while. And
yep.
like while I was teaching, um, because I've been teaching throughout the pandemic online
Hmm.
writing and performance classes, and so you know what? Bottom line is, Travis, you dodged a bullet, my friend. Dodged a bullet. And we're gonna you know what, let's roll this right into some trending topics here. Let's roll this right into some trending topics because I know you know what's trending, what's on America's lips and the world's so we're jumping into Twitter trends, trending topics. Spider-Man, everyone's got Spider-Man fever. The world has Spider-Man fever. It is the third biggest haul. By the way, Kobe had went to a Christmas party uh, and home something about sushi and but Kobe, hope you enjoyed the Christmas party. And I'm just gonna Okay, and then we have someone who joined the stream who's got a great screen name, which is not telling you my name. I'm just going to tell you how to spell my name. Okay, and the okay is part of it. Not telling you my name. I'm just going to tell you how to spell my name. Okay, feel free to tell me how to spell it or not. But I'm glad you're hanging out with us. Thank you for kicking it with your pal Hal on the back channel. So Spider-Man, third biggest domestic opening of all time, and that got a laugh out of not telling you my name. I'm just going to call you not telling you my name for short. Uh, Third biggest opening domestically and internationally, over 500, close to 600 million internationally, and 260 million uh domestically. Like it was like huge. So Travis, you saw the Spider-Man. uh we're gonna go over the entire weekend's box office a little later in the show, but just what is your thumbnail review?
They did it again.
They did it again. They did it again. Yeah. I enjoyed it, but I feel like everything more or less without, like, I didn't receive any direct spoilers, but I
Hmm.
knew everyone that was going to be there basically from the pictures I had already seen on the internet
Of
and
Spider-Man.
of Spider-Man, but of all the Spider-Man, I think everyone knows that the multiverse gets open. Like we all knew this, I
Yeah.
think, going into the movie that Doctor Strange opens up the multiverse,
Hmm.
and Spider-Man from past Sony movies enter the fray, and villains, etc. Doc Ock, it was
Hmm.
very well publicized. We got a Green Goblin photo on the thing, so we knew it was going to happen. I felt like I wish there was something surprising in there.
I agree.
Even yeah, even we had a character. I'm not going to say which one. I'm not going to say which one,
Hmm.
but we had a character from Marvel TV shows show up in there, which was very cool.
Hmm.
Loved it, but also that had gotten spoiled for me a couple weeks ago by
Oh,
a guy who posted a picture
that
from some leaked stuff,
that's
you know,
unfortunate. I'm sorry.
and yeah, it's just out there. It's just out there. So because of that, I like the movie a lot, but I
Hmm.
just found it a little bit predictable because all that stuff had kind of been unfolded. But you know what? Seeing the current Spider-Man,
Hmm.
interacting with another or possibly other Spider-Man, which we knew that was already out there. That was a delight. That was a delight. So there you go. Very good. But um, I might call this. What do you
Hmm.
think about this,
Sure.
Travis?
Yeah.
Um, the third best Spider-Man multiverse movie. The third best
What would be the
Spider-Man.
second one then? I'm trying to think because I
I,
imagine I know what the first one is.
Endgame. Endgame. Because
Oh, fair
they
enough.
yeah, because they have to send Captain America back to deal with the multiverse. They
Yeah.
like yeah, they mess with that. So but
I
that being
feel
said,
that.
it's good. It's
So,
good. It's
one
good.
thing that stuck
Yeah.
out to me more than anything else, and I do agree with you in terms of the event spoilers, knowing really what was going to happen. I think they still managed to tell what to me was a surprising story, and I hadn't given enough credit to those first Sam Raimi movies, the first two Spider-Mans,
Right?
how different the villains interact. They're more like Batman villains in that they are there to specifically mess with Peter Parker to try to really distort his moral compass. And also, they are much more. They're a lot. When you see Raimi Spider-Man villains in the MCU, you go, these guys are out for blood.
Mm-hmm.
They mean business,
Yeah.
way more so than they're there for Spider-Man. They're not. They don't have an evil plot
Yeah, like when you
necessarily.
especially and those actors are so damn good.
Oh my
Willem
god.
uh Willem Dafoe and Alfred Molina. Alfred Molina, man,
They're
that guy's
throwing
just
heat.
he's so good.
They
So good.
they could have phoned it in. I wouldn't have been mad at them at this point for all
Mm-hmm.
them or Jamie Foxx or
Yeah.
everybody brought their fastball.
Yep. Yep. They were all they were yeah, and I liked this was kind of like a rewriting of Jamie Foxx's Electro a little bit because I did not like him in that movie because I thought before he turned into Electro,
Hmm.
his like kind of inept, clumsy character felt a little sketch comedy.
Yeah, yeah, very much so.
uh, and I wasn't a fan of that. But him showing up in this movie and like it kind of righted some wrongs for me. I really
Yeah.
liked him too. So yeah, overall, yeah, see the damn thing. If you didn't already, because everyone did.
Hmm.
Compart mentions the Lion King movie and Kobe. The the July Lion King movie. Are you maybe talking about the live action one? I thought that was an underrated film, by the way.
Didn't get
I
around to
enjoyed
that.
it.
Oh.
What's that?
I see. I didn't get around to seeing that one.
Uh, I liked it. I liked it.
Oh.
Yeah, and I liked Beyonce and was it Donald Glover?
Donald Glover. Yeah, John
Yeah,
Oliver. That
yeah.
was a
Oh, yeah.
cast.
Billy Eichner, and Seth
Oh yeah.
Rogen were hella funny. Rob Schaefer says I saw it. One spoiler really irritated me, but overall it was really good. I also hate the shaky camera during the fights. Uh,
Oh. Hmm.
yeah, yeah. I can see what you're saying there. Yeah, there were a couple of spoilers out there where I'm like, man, if I didn't know this, but it was still cool nonetheless. One other thing. Oh, this is the dumbest, like weirdest specific thing. There was a scene where Peter Parker was wearing this blue button-down shirt, and there was one scene where we were looking at him from the back, and it was so wrinkled it distracted me. Do you have any idea what I'm talking about?
Oh no, I honestly don't.
Okay, yeah, it was, and then we saw it from the. I'm like, let me see that from the front. Is that wrinkled? And anyway,
Like, somebody from wardrobe
that's one
out
of my
there. Good
biggest.
lord.
Yeah, that's one of my biggest gripes. Like they over wrinkled it,
Yeah.
uh, and the yeah. So Spider-Man crushing at the box office. Let's see what else is trending in the Twitterverse. Oh, so one other thing that one other thing that I had seen that I wanted to mention was the SNL this weekend. So Omicron is on the move, y'all. Please stay safe out there. Get boosted. Get vaxxed. Be careful out there. But barely any cast. Uh, uh, who's it? Charlie XCX was going to be the
Yeah.
musical host. She dropped out, and no live audience, but still you had SNL vet and COVID vet Tom Hanks showing up right there to welcome host Paul Rudd into the Five Timers Club, the Five Timers, the five-time host club. And you had Paul Rudd, and then you had Tina Fey filling in for Colin Jost, who I guess was due to COVID protocols did not come in. And yeah, let's take a look at this if you want to click on that and see. Oh, wow, I'm extremely disappointed, Paul Rudd. uh, yeah, everyone all masked up. Is there? Yeah, let's see. Uh, cool. So last night, Saturday Night Live looked a little different than usual. There were only 5 people on SNL last night due to the spike in COVID cases, but they were Paul Rudd, Tom Hanks, Tina Fey, Michael Che, and Kenan Thompson. That's a solid starting 5. If you're gonna like, oh, okay. The Ageless Wonder, Paul Rudd, Tina Fey, a boss, Tom Hanks, most beloved actor in the world, uh, co-host, and is he a co-head writer? But he's co-host of Weekend Update and very funny man, Michael Che, and then Kenan Thompson, who's like a sketch comedy legend at this point. For his run on SNL. So last night's SNL looked a little different than usual. Uh, and earlier on that Saturday, the show released a statement saying that there would be no live audience and limited crew at a show due to the spike in the pandemic cases in New York City. Due to the recent spike in Omicron variant and an abundance of caution, there will be no live audience, says a tweet from SNL. Let's keep going. Later, Charlie XCX, who was supposed to be the musical guest, announced that her performance wouldn't be possible amid reports of an outbreak of positive cases amongst the cast. Hi, everyone. Uh, Frowny face. Here's the statement. Hi, everyone. To the limited crew at tonight's taping of SNL, my musical performance will no longer be able to go ahead. I am devastated and heartbroken. Myself, Caroline, Christine, all of our crews and teammates have worked so hard all week long alongside the SNL team, etc., and so on. From Charlie. Sorry, Charlie. Hope you're all right. And then it was time for the show, and the first person who came on stage to an empty studio, Tom Hanks, America's dad. Also, Chet and Colin's dad. Chet Hanks and Colin Hanks.
And one band member, a lone saxophone throughout the entire show.
Wow. Wow. Crazy. Indeed, Hanks was there along with Tina Fey, Keenan Thompson. Hilarious video from Steve Martin and Martin Short, also in the Five Timer Club, as they inducted Paul Rudd into the Five Timers Club. Five Timers Club, five-time hosts. Paul, Tom, Tina, Keenan explained that since the cast and most of the crew were sent home, the show was going to consist of pre-taped sketches they completed earlier in the week, as well as some holiday favorites from previous episodes. Cool. First new sketch was Home Goods, in which Adie Bryant and Kate McKinnon played women who want grandchildren and were, as usual, a comedy gold. Yes, Kate McKinnon. What I feel like you cannot sing her praises enough. So good. Adie Bryant, very, very good. But I think Kate McKinnon is just like otherworldly when it comes to hilarity and talent. Uh, then there was An Evening with Pete, a Raging Bull parody in which Pete Davidson sang and showed us what he thinks he'll look like in 30 years. All right. So, like, Pete Davidson's celebrity is like a thing unto itself. So much so you're doing sketches commenting, and like it's kind of meta. We are in the metaverse. We talk about the metaverse with Spider-Man. We're in the Pete Davidson metaverse, y'all. Like kind of crazy. Uh Kobe saying they got the booster shot. Nice. Forrest Gump. Kobe likes. Okay, so Kobe's shouting out some movies they like. I dig it. I dig it. Lion King. Hell yeah. Forrest Gump. Oscar winner. And Tom Hanks. Yeah. Hello, Forrest Gump. I like it. I like it. Thank you. Thank you, Kobe. Yeah, one of Tom Hanks' two Oscars. Travis, I'm putting you on the spot. Come on in, Travis. I know Rob Schaefer knows this. Travis, what's the other movie that Tom Hanks won a Best Acting Oscar for? Forrest Gump and what else?
Okay. I don't remember, but I do know that people often think it's Castaway. They Mandela effect him into winning Castaway, and he didn't for
Gotcha.
Castaway. But I
Rob
don't
Schaefer
know what the
knows
other
what
one
it
is.
is. I know my boy Rob Schaefer knows what it is if he's still in the chat. Or anybody else. Anybody else. Not telling you my name or Kobe. Do you know? So Tom Hanks has won two Oscars, two Best Actor Oscars. And it was 2 years in a row. It was 2 years in a row. It was like bam, bam in the early 90s.
I
Bam,
haven't.
bam.
Was it Armageddon?
Not in that movie. He was not
Oh,
in that movie, and that movie
yeah.
came much later. And that was not an Oscar caliber movie. That was like a big budget action blockbuster. He won it for, yep, Rob Schaefer got it. Philadelphia,
All right.
Philadelphia. I know my guy Rob has got his
Amazing.
pop culture online. Yeah, Travis, you probably weren't even born when these movies came out. Being a younger gentleman, so
I was the ripe old age of 1.
yeah. So yeah, like ask me what won the best picture, who won best actor when I was one. Yeah, I'm not certain. Oh, you might have been thinking of Apollo 13, Rob
That's what I
says,
was
when it comes
thinking
to
of.
Armageddon. There you
Yep.
go. There you go. Good. Rob, nicely done. So back to SNL. Yeah, so SNL, they did the damn thing with oh yeah, let's any more of this. Michael Che and Tina Fey did a casual version of Weekend Update to an engaged audience of 3. Very nice, very nice. Keenan, Paul Rudd, and Tom Hanks. And then the last new sketch of the night was Christmas Socks, which starred Paul Rudd, Kyle Mooney, and featured Charlie XCX as a talking bird. So I wonder if Christmas Socks might have been. Do you ever? There was this thing that went viral a few years back, Christmas Jammies or something like
Oh
that.
yeah.
Yeah. So who knows? Who knows? But very nice. I'll have to watch some of this. Oh, some of the older sketches. What are some of the SNL classics that they showed there? Uh, the global warming Christmas special. Yeah. That comedy might become a reality, featuring Tom Hanks. Holiday pageant featuring Martin Short and Paul McCartney. Whoa. North Pole news report featuring Eddie Murphy and D in a Box, D in a Box, featuring Andy Samberg and Justin Timberlake, an absolute classic. And uh, oh, and there's tragically no video for D and a B on YouTube. So there you go. The show must go on. They did it. That was some interesting stuff over at. Oh hell yeah! From Kobe mentioning Toy Story, Tom Hanks. Uh,
Oh, that might have
uh,
been his guess for the
might have been
Oscar.
a guess. Might have been a
Yeah.
guess for the Oscar. No, but oh, you know what? When I went to see Spider-Man this weekend,
Hmm.
I saw the trailer for the new Buzz Lightyear movie. Did you see that?
Yeah, and I had no idea what was going on for the first. It felt so Interstellar-esque that I could not have imagined it was Buzz Lightyear.
Yeah, I knew it. I'd seen a couple of photos from it. Like it became a meme about a few weeks ago of the new Buzz Lightyear compared to the original Buzz Lightyear, and the new Buzz Lightyear looks so like kind of chiseled and human compared to the bug-eyed, weirdo-looking original Buzz Lightyear. Travis? Is there? Are you efforting that picture?
I'm efforting that right now.
Thank you, sir. Travis efforting this picture, worth a look. This, if you're watching along as well as listening right now, it's worth the wait. The new Buzz Lightyear looks like just a sick bro, just like jacked, strong jaw, and handsome. Just like gonna steal your girlfriend. Yeah, the original Buzz Lightyear is just like a rosy-cheeked, bug-eyed doofus. uh, and also, yeah, look at that. Look at that brow. Look at that tall, dark, and handsome. Drinking hot water with leaves. Yes. There you go. Drinking hot water versus drinking tea or coffee. I drink my hot water with beans, not leaves. Don't get it twisted. But yeah, it's too serious. It's too serious for me. Like I'm like, is that? I guess it's fine. He's a toy. It can be whatever. But it was a little wow, guy Buzz Fieri or Guy Lightyear. Guy Lightyear, Buzz Fieri. The it looked the Buzz Lightyear movie. It did. It looked like Apollo 13 or it looked like Interstellar. Like I want Buzz Lightyear to be goofing it up. Cuz he was a big old goofball. This sells us a different bill of goods than the Toy Story world. Buzz Lightyear was an egomaniacal doofus who had a good heart. Right? Travis, is that am I wrong there?
No, that's it. That's
An egomaniacal doofus with a good heart.
yeah, a heart of
Now,
plastic gold.
yes, a heart of plastic gold. Now they're rewriting history and they're making him into. I mean, I guess we all have to come from a humble beginning or something. But my equivalency here, now that you got this self-serious Buzz Lightyear movie that very like no comedy vibes,
Hmm.
like and like a serious looking adult movie about it, Buzz Lightyear. I want there to be a gritty, bloody Sergio Leone type western about Woody, where Woody is a gunman trying to hang him up, a gunman in and goes on an unforgiven style journey to
Let's see.
right the wrongs of his past.
Who would star? Because we have Chris Evans voicing Buzz Lightyear in this new adaptation. Who would you pick for the gritty Woody adaptation? Hanks again?
Hanks. Yes, I don't like that Chris Evans is doing it. They should have gone Tim Allen. I'm a
Yeah,
purist. I'm a purist.
it's fair.
Listen, I'm not a huge fan of Tim Allen. He's okay. Like
Yeah.
his shows are okay, but sometimes I'm not a fan of his politics. Stacy, what is up? Kobe says I'm crazy. You know what, Kobe? You might be right. You might be right. You may listen. In the words of Billy Joel, you may be right. I may be crazy.
I love that
Uh,
song.
oh yeah, it's a great song.
Is that
You
Glass
would.
Houses? That's off of Glass Houses, right?
I'm not sure. I enjoy Billy Joel. I've seen him at the Hollywood. I've seen Joel at the Bowl. I've
You've
seen
seen Joel
Billy
at the
Joel at
Bowl?
Hollywood Bowl. Yeah,
I've
I've
never
seen
been
Joel
to
at
the
the Bowl.
bowl. I gotta go to the bowl.
Oh yeah, I went. I went a couple months ago because my brother was in town. My brother, shout out to Scott. Oh, shout out to Stacy and Tracy. My brother, Scott Rudnick,
Hmm.
was in town, and he's a huge Grateful Dead fan. He's been to
Ah,
like a lot of a lot of Dead shows and a lot of post Dead shows in their various incarnations. And
hmm.
we went to see Dead and Co. Dead and Co.,
Right.
which is the great surviving members of the Grateful Dead with some other musicians and guitar aficionado and rocker John Mayer. John Mayer.
That's right.
So I that was my last time at the bowl, and that was in October. That was in late October. So yeah, good stuff. Good stuff there. So yeah, I want to see the gritty. I want to see the gritty, bloody Sergio Leone western about Woody. Uh, because this to infinity and beyond, or what's it called, Lightyear, is it called Buzz? I don't even know what the movie's called. But yeah, it just didn't, it was not hitting the vibe that I think is Buzz Lightyear.
Yeah.
Also trending, oh, there was an interesting article. I saw you just had it up. If you want to bring up the Sorkin, Aaron Sorkin says, uh, so talking about this debate, Aaron Sorkin, great writer, director, in the news, being the Ricardos, coming out with Nicole Kidman, Javier Bardem as Lucille Ball, and Desi Arnaz. And Aaron Sorkin, it came up, and Aaron Sorkin says casting only gay actors in gay roles is an empty gesture. So this is an interesting conversation. Let's scroll down to the article, because we're talking about we're talking about a couple of things. We're talking about representation, and we're talking about equality in casting. And I think for many years, so this is really interesting territory, I feel, because oh no. But by the so I'm put a pin in that. Stacy, I hope you're okay. Stacy took a spill. They fell down and hurt their head over someone else's dog leash. And Stacy, like, I know what you're talking about, because when I'm walking my dogs, sometimes I have two dogs, Lucci and Lil Wayne. Shout out to Lucci and Lil Wayne. They are not listening. They're downstairs napping. But when I'm walking my dogs, sometimes I'll get tangled up, and or maybe I'll have my phone, and like and then a car is coming, or like, you got to be careful out there. So Stacy, I hope you're okay. I hope you're doing all right, and I'm sorry. I'm sorry that happened to you. That is no bueno. Yeah, Kobe sends you some well wishes as well. Compart says, I hope you're all right. So Stacy, hope you're feeling better. Sorry that happened. That's a real bummeroo. Um, so this conversation about who should be able to play who, and for a long time, I feel like there has been the and an unequal, not a level playing field in regards to actors, like gay actors, trans actors, people of color, playing different roles. It was crazy back in the day in Hollywood. Uh, oh, by the way, Rob Schaefer says sounds like negligence by the owner of the dog. She should contact an attorney, and you could do a lot worse. You could do a lot worse than contacting Rob Schaefer, attorney at law. Hell yeah. Travis on point today, as per usual. So, back in the day in Hollywood, it was crazy because you had white people playing Asian people, white people playing indigenous and Native American people. Some of the most, if you want to look this stuff up, if you don't already know, it's bananas. It is bananas. Like, John Wayne played Mongolian, Asian warlord Genghis Khan. Like, mind blown. If you look at Mickey Rooney in Breakfast at Tiffany's, it is just like a nails on a chalkboard, unfortunate, like pretty racist performance. So just as far as like people being able to play who they are, that's some. Oh, and then but that those were like in the 1950s or 60s or whatever. Like look at Emma Stone being cast in Aloha, or people had issues with Scarlett Johansson playing a character who was Asian in the manga or in comics in Ghost in the Shell. So it continues to this day in varying degrees. So then you open up that conversation to people of, you know, other from other groups that have experienced this kind of this kind of compartmentalization and lack of casting, lack of diversity in casting, and it goes to gay and trans people. So then, there we get into a gray area because I've noticed, I've talked about it recently, maybe here and definitely on my podcast Binge Boys, where I talk about all things streaming that I co-host with Lon Harris. You can find Binge Boys wherever you find your podcasts. It's a good listen. Listen, it's a good listen. Uh, but there have been a lot of non-Jews playing Jews lately. And like as a Jewish dude, I'm like, you know what? It doesn't really bother me, but then sometimes it feels a little weird. Like you have it in Marvelous Mrs. Maisel, okay? A beloved show. And then recently you had it in The Shrink Next Door with Will Ferrell and Paul Rudd and Catherine Hahn. Paul Rudd, Jewish. Will Ferrell and Catherine Hahn, not Jews, but playing very, for lack of a better word, Jewy characters. Like Will Ferrell is like, well, like, oh, where's the bagel? Where's the bagel? I'm gonna have a bar mitzvah. Oy vey. Like he is that level practically. So it's like I call it Jew face. But then again, if I have like a slight issue with that, it doesn't bother me when Eddie Murphy plays the Jewish character in Coming to America in the barbershop scene. For some reason, that's okay. So Eddie Murphy just sticks the landing. It's just too good. It's just too good. And like I think Eddie Murphy is so genius. Will Ferrell's a genius. I was just watching Old School the other night, and Old School contains probably the scene where Compart loves is it Compart Kobe loves either Coming to America or Old School or both, and all good. Coming to America, just legend, like legend status. That movie. Old School is very good. Travis, can you come in here for a sec? We're kind of bouncing around talking about movie topics,
Oh yeah.
and I was watching, as I mentioned, as we're talking about race and gender and sex and representation in movies. I was talking about Will Ferrell in Old School, and the hardest we were talking about Will Ferrell in Shrink Next Door,
Mhm.
and so I mentioned I was watching Old School, and the hardest I can remember laughing in a movie theater is the scene where Will Ferrell gets shot in the neck with a tranquilizer dart in Old School. Travis,
Yeah.
two questions.
Yeah.
Do you remember that scene?
Yes.
And do you remember the hardest you've ever laughed in a movie theater?
So the answer to both is yes. I do remember that scene from Old School. It was a classic. Good lord, that movie hit with a good time.
Yeah. By the way, Stacy likes the Nutty Professor movies. Hell yeah,
So
Eddie
good.
Murphy doing his thing. Like he's so good. He's so good in so many movies. Okay, and you were gonna say, Travis?
The the hardest I've ever, now this is, you have to understand how old I was at the time, but the hardest I've ever laughed
Yeah,
in
yeah.
a movie theater had to have been, in 2002. So I was 10 years old. I
Mm.
saw, speaking of uh, appropriation, I saw Kung Pao Enter the Fist, the Steve Odenkirk movie with my dad, and it was immediately my favorite movie. And I watched it, I think, 13 times in that calendar year.
Wow.
Yeah.
I don't even know if I know this movie.
It was a it was almost like how they do like Power Rangers, where they had all this footage
Gotcha.
from old, in this case, old martial arts films,
Okay.
and just inserted Steve Odekirk as like a Jim Carrey esque,
Gotcha.
comedic lead in it, and just played off, and it was all kind of Mystery Science Theater
And it
overdubbed.
crushed. It crushed.
It
Like you
it certainly crushed me.
like young Travis like could not contain himself.
It had everything you want out of a 2002 comedy. They did like a Matrix bullet time bit
Right,
parody.
right.
There was like a bunch of
Gotcha.
there was a
Gotcha.
nunchucks joke, and it has some of the still I think to this day more embedded in my brain quotes
Right,
from the
right.
movie. It absolutely
Very
killed me.
nice, very nice. Let's put that question out there to everybody who's hanging out with us. Do you remember the hardest you ever laughed in a movie theater? And I would love for you to communicate with us. If you are chilling with us, go ahead and talk to your pal Hal by getting your smart device's attention, using the magic word say, and then put in whatever you want after that. So, like I'm asking, what's the hardest you've ever laughed in a movie theater? Oh, smart device, say Dumb and Dumber. Smart device, say Austin Powers 2. Yeah, baby. Smart device, say my wife, Borat, whatever. Okay. Borat. 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 I caught my wife, by the way. Speaking of my wife, saying Borat once. Like she was talking to
Ooh.
a friend. It's like, oh, have you seen the new Borat? And I'm like, who are you, and why did you say it like that?
Like it's an art exhibit.
Yes, exactly. We were hanging with like a fancy friend. So I'm gonna leave it at that.
Nice.
But like I give my wife crap for that sometimes. I will never let her never forget. um and you can also talk to us by going to backchannel.tv. Kobe's got a good one. Classic Jim Carrey, The Mask.
Hmm.
Yeah, that's some good stuff. Like early Jim Carrey, it was like a force of nature. Ace Ventura, The Mask, and several others. Went to the theater to sing The Simpsons with my dad, see The Simpsons, and it was so fun. Yeah, Simpsons movie was very good. Stacy, good call. But you know who had what TV shows had very good movies? The Simpsons and South Park. South Park movie, Chef's Kiss. I love
Ooh.
South Park movie.
Hmm.
There are some bangers in that movie.
Hmm.
Terrence and Phillip, like
One of the better
don't slip.
musicals I've ever seen.
Yes, yes. Don't sleep on Terrence and Phillip in the South Park movie, y'all.
Hmm.
Very good stuff. It is noon o'clock. It is noon o'clock here on Your Pal Hal Show. So let's go back to this article and it's also 3 o'clock on the East Coast, noon o'clock here in the home office in Los Angeles, and it is 2 o'clock in Omaha, Nebraska. Acclaimed screenwriter and director. So we're talking about diversity in casting, and Aaron Sorkin was talking about should a non-gay actor be cast as a gay actor, as a gay character. Acclaimed screenwriter and director Aaron Sorkin has spoken out against criticism of some of the casting in his latest movie. Sorkin, best known as the writer of TV's West Wing and movies such as Steve Jobs, The Social Network. He directed movie Molly's Game, Trial of Chicago 7. Latest movie as writer-director is Being the Ricardos, as we mentioned. In the movie, Lucille Ball is played by Nicole Kidman. Husband Desi Arnaz played by Javier Bardem. There has been some criticism of casting Spanish actor Bardem as the Cuban-born Arnaz. Okay. If you want to scroll up. In the interview with the Sunday Times in the UK yesterday, Sorkin said he found the criticism a little chilling. This should be the last place where there are walls. Spanish and Cuban are not actable. If I was directing you in a scene and said, it's cold, can you feel you can't feel your face, that's actable. But if I said be Cuban, that's not actable, he said. He then went on to comment, oh, by the way, Rob says, laughed hardest during What About Bob? Absolutely hilarious. The Bill Murray, Richard Dreyfuss classic. Good stuff. Nouns aren't actable. Gay and straight aren't actable. You can act being attracted to someone, but can't act gay or straight. So this is the notion that only gay actors should play gay characters, that only a Cuban actor should play Desi. Honestly, I think it's the mother of all empty gestures and a bad idea. So, yeah, I see both sides of it, because if I was going to play someone who had mental illness, do you need to cast someone who has that mental illness, or can you act it? Are we allowed to do that? What are we or aren't we? So but I see both sides, because gay actors, and especially LGBTQT plus people, trans actors, or actresses, have been slighted in the past. They haven't been giving this roles because of who they are. So I think there's a valid point. Where do we draw the line? It's an interesting conversation. I don't have an answer for it right now, but I think there's validity on both sides, and I think it's worth listening to and appreciating both sides of the argument. Because what can I or can't I act? But also give underrepresented groups their moment, open those doors for them that were previously closed in the past. So interesting stuff indeed. Oh, Bruce Almighty from Kobe Compart. Yeah, classic, very funny movie. McGuire joined the stream. Welcome to the party, McGuire. Please, I appreciate you hanging out with your pal Hal right here on Backchannel. All right, so Travis, I think that was I think we had a fine time talking movies and seeing some trending topics. On Twitter. Right now, we've got a very special guest. This is like a celebrity get, right? Travis,
is it time? He's here?
Yeah, I think so. So, Travis, if you want to take the reins, let people know how they can talk to the show, and take the reins for a moment. I'm going to go let our very special guest into the studio.
Yeah, I got you. No problem. So I actually have a beat on who this guest is, and it seems pretty exciting. In fact, let me update this contact here. Let's see here, so we know who they are when they come in. There we go. And in the meantime, I like to pick up my series, Bagumbo Snuffbox by Kurt Vonnegut. Where were we? Ah, yes. Page 1 of Thanosphere, the first story in this collection. At noon Wednesday, July 26th, window panes in the small mountain town of Seaver County, Tennessee, were rattled by the shock and faint thunder of a distant explosion rolling down the northwest slopes of the Great Smokies. The explosion came from the general direction of the closely guarded Air Force Experimental Station in the forest 10 miles northwest of Elkmont. Said the Air Force officer of public information, no comment. That evening, amateur astronomers in Omaha, Nebraska, and Glenwood, Iowa, reported independently that a speck had crossed the face of the full moon at 9:57 p.m. There was a flurry of excitement on the news wires. Astronomers at the major North American observatories denied that they had seen it. They lied. In Boston, on the morning of Thursday, July 27th, an enterprising newsman sought out a Dr. Bernard Grosinger, youthful rocket consultant for the Air Force. Is it possible that what crossed the moon was a spaceship? The newsman asked. Dr. Grosinger laughed at the question. My own opinion is that we are beginning another cycle of flying saucer scares. This time, everyone's seeing the spaceships between us and the moon. We'll pick that up next time. Again, that is the first story, Thanosphere, from Kurt Vonnegut's Bagumbo Snuffbox collection. Now, it is my absolute pleasure to introduce someone we all know and love, Batman.
Hello. I want to thank Travis and Hal for having me on your Pal Hal show right here on Backchannel. I am Batman. I am the Knight. I am the Dark Knight. I am the Cape Crusader. I am the Bat. I am not a billionaire. I've said too much. So, it is the holiday season, and most people know me for fighting crime, cleaning up the streets of Gotham, and hanging out with the Justice League, being pals with Superman and Wonder Woman and Jason Momoa. But I love Christmas. That's right. And I am here to take you through some Merry Christmas tweets on Twitter. I'm just trying to make my image a little more friendly when I'm out there in the streets cleaning up the trash of Gotham. I don't want people to be scared. I don't want them to be like, ooh, there's a dark vigilante out there. So now let's go ahead and take a look at some Christmas tweets. All right. Oh boy. All right. Can we make this a little bit bigger? All right. There's a picture of an adorable kitty cat in a laundry basket. And this comes from Princess Betty Boo Cat. Oh, good golly. We're having a jolly Christmas. Cat Box Sunday this year. Oh, good golly. We're having a jolly Christmas. Cat Box Sunday this year. Merry Christmas. Merry Christmas. Again, this is Batman on the Your Pal Hal show. Let's keep scrolling. That's an adorable cat. I don't know how Christian Bale does it. Here's Phoebe's letter to Santa. She would like some Barbie dolls, a dark pink Barbie car, and a Barbie house, please, Santa. Very nice. I hope this little girl gets what she wants. Hashtag letters to Santa. Hashtag Santa. Hashtag Merry Christmas. Hashtag Christmas 2021. You really covered your bases with those hashtags. I hope you get Santa's attention. If you want to get my attention, you put out the bat signal. They're always putting out the bat signal for me to come. And I do. Whenever there's crime and Commissioner Gordon puts out that bat signal, I'm there. I am the night. I am vengeance. But you know what they never put out for me? Milk and cookies. Don't you think Batman wants a treat now and again? I've had my back broken by Bane. I've had the Joker laugh at me, and no one is leaving me cookies. Keep scrolling, Travis. From today, a lonesome, plump, lovely Robin. Oh, Robin. No. Was this a cruel joke put here by the Joker or the Riddler, who are both weirdly jokey characters? From today, a lonesome, plump, lovely Robin. That describes Robin the last time I saw him. Before he was taken from us by the Riddler. He was lonesome, sitting in the Batcave all by himself. Plump. He had put on a few pounds. It was post holidays. All that turkey, pecan pie, apple pie. Yes, your Kobe is asking the right question. Where's Robin? He's dead. And this tweet cruelly, cruel. I think this tweet was put here by the Riddler. Hashtag Merry Christmas, hashtag Twitter nature community, hashtag nature. Maybe it's just a cruel coincidence. Maybe it's just a cruel coincidence. All right, let's scroll along. In front of the best decorations in the neighborhood, Long Island, New York. Hashtag FJB. Hashtag, oh, this guy. Look at this guy. He's got he's got that I see what he's saying. This guy wants to disrespect the current president of the United States, so I'm not going to say that, but Merry Christmas. Merry Christmas to all. Just watch your back out there. All right. There you go. There you go. Just keep scrolling. Keep scrolling. The world champion Atlanta Braves wish you a Merry Christmas, Braves country. Now, I'm a fan of the Gotham City baseball team. The uh, the the Gotham uh, the Gotham Zingers. The Gotham Zingers. That's what they're called. The do you remember? Do you remember when Gotham's that football game? Speaking of sports in Gotham City, remember that football game got interrupted by Bane in The Dark Knight Rises? Remember that? Yes, yes. What's oh? Kobe says it's fake. I don't know if you're talking about. I'm the real Batman, so I don't know what you're talking about. All right. Let's keep scrolling. Merry Christmas from the world champion Atlanta Braves. Go Gotham Zingers. Go Gotham football team interrupted by Bane. You know what? I'd like to make a confession this holiday season, if I could. If you could bring me full screen for a moment. I just want to make a confession. While I've been defending Gotham City from all sorts of crime, baddies, naughties, many times I have mistakenly beaten up an uncle or a dad in a Santa suit because I've mistaken them as an intruder. What have I done? I've ruined many a Christmas by spraining the ACL, breaking the arm, beating to within an inch of their life. Just a dad dressed up like Santa Claus who was coming in through the window or trying to slip in like Santa would. And I saw him and I grabbed him and throttled him. You can't be a good Santa Claus after you've been concussed by Batman. I'm a ninja. Yeah, 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 yeah. What did I do? Just some blue collar guy who rents a Santa suit or borrows a cheap red suit. Now that red suit, the white fur part is covered in blood. I'm ashamed. Oh, so I want to take this moment just to confess and apologize to all of the uncles, grandpas, big brothers, fathers, boyfriends, husbands, lovers. I'm so alone. I sit there in the bat cave on Christmas, looking out, wishing someone would give me a stocking. Sorry, Batman is such a holiday downer, folks. The Dark Knight is not a happy guy, is what I'm trying to tell you. But I wish everyone a Merry Christmas, a Happy Hanukkah, a Happy New Year, Happy Kwanzaa. Stay safe out there. And remember, the night belongs to Michelob. Paid endorsement. And Batman! Goodbye!
I hope he's doing okay. That seemed a little desperate at times, but you know, it's the holidays. It's a lonely time out here. It's hard to keep your head on straight sometimes when you're. I imagine when you're not only alone for the holidays, but also a what you could call vigilante. Seems to be a bit of an isolationist. I don't know. Anyway, that was. Don't meet your heroes. Maybe. All right, well, while Hal gets back into the building, we can see if we can up here, wait for Hal's word to let him back in since he's shown our caped friend out the door. Where were we? This time, everyone's seeing spaceships between us and the moon. All right, Hal's back. Thank you very much. That was Thanosphere from Kurt Vonnegut's Bagumbo Snuffbox collection.
Thank you, Travis. Thank you, Travis, for holding it down. That was Batman. Wow, what a good get. What a great get. The Dark Knight, the Caped Crusader himself. The real Batman. Okay, so Kobe is saying that Batman was fake. Like, okay, Travis, you're the producer of this show.
Sure.
That was the real Batman, correct?
No, that was the real Batman. He came in using a VPN, but I don't think he knew how to use a VPN, so
What's a VPN? What's a VPN?
A VPN meaning a virtual private. He was trying to conceal his position on the internet, but I think it malfunctioned because it just said Gotham City. Like his IP address was linked to Gotham City.
Oh, no, he was clearly in this. He was here in our home studio. He came to Los Angeles.
Oh, then it did work. Good for him.
Yeah.
But so,
no, he was here because, Travis, he was in the same room. I don't know what you were looking at, Travis. I don't know if you were, like, taking a break to read a little more Vonnegut while Batman was on, but he was clearly in the same room as me.
Look, it's when you're in the presence of such greatness. But, I mean, of course it's Batman. He knew the names of the villains. He knew them by name, and he knew Robin, and he got sad.
Yep.
About Robin. So that's it. That's him. That's the guy.
That's it. That was him.
How did we don't have the budget for guests as far as I know.
No, we don't.
Or anything really, but
through my Hollywood connections.
Wow.
Yeah.
That's exciting.
Here in Los Angeles, you know, you meet some folks, and that was a pretty strong get.
Yeah.
Sad how he beat up all those just regular people dressed as Santa.
Yeah, that seems like maybe like a him problem, you know?
Yeah. Like maybe err on the side of not beating up the person dressed as Santa?
One would hope.
Yeah.
But, you know, everybody makes mistakes.
Shout out to everybody hanging out with us today. Kobe, I love you too. Thank you for the shout. Very nice, very kind. He said, you ain't fool nobody. Well, I mean, Kobe, I don't know what to tell you. Shout out to Pimp C in Florida. Shout out to Sam in New York, Stacy in Texas, Compart/Kobe in Alabama, and McGuire in Alabama. Alabama coming strong today. Roll Tide, War Eagle, all the good stuff. And don't forget about Go Huskers. All right. It is 12:21 p.m. in the home office here in Southern California, and it is 3:21 on the East Coast. You're kicking it with your pal Hal on Backchannel. We might be having too much fun today, so apologies for all the fun we're having. It's just too fun. And I would love, you know what else is fun? Your participation in this show. So please join the fun. You can talk to us by using the magic word say and then putting your comment in after that. So get your smart device's attention. Use the magic word say, and then you could say anything at all. So smart device say that was the real Batman, or smart device say I'm snacking on pizza, or smart device say I'm at home in my pajamas and I'm day drinking because it's Christmas vacation. Whatever you want. Also, you can chat with us by going to backchannel.tv. Backchannel.tv. Roll Tide. Thank you, Kobe. And it is great to be here with you today. So, coming up, we just talked to the one, the only, the man, the myth, the legend, Batman. Now, we touched on it at the top of the show. We're going to go into our report on the weekend box office. What movies did people go see? What movies did they see the most? Well, it's pretty clear this weekend as we go over the tops at the box office. Let's go over the top 5 movies this week's box office. All right, first off, coming in at number 5 with not a great showing. It's this movie has gotten good reviews. I'm very interested in seeing it. Actually, it's from a director that I really like, Guillermo del Toro. Guillermo del Toro, you know him from Pan's Labyrinth. You know him from Pacific Rim and a lot of other great movies. A visionary director, Shape of Water. Uh, Nightmare Alley. Nightmare Alley is number 5. Nightmare Alley, a remake of a I think it's a 1950s film starring Tyrone Power about a carnival worker, a fast talking carnival worker who's able to weasel his way into some powerful New York City elite type circles and what befalls him. So this is the new one starring Bradley Cooper, Kate Blanchett, Toni Collette, Willem Dafoe, who we talked about earlier, and Rooney Mara. Great cast. Nightmare Alley coming in at number 5 with only $3 million. So not a great showing. Listen, who are we kidding? We talked about it earlier. Spider-Man No Way Home sucked all the air out of any other movies this weekend. It was it was tough sledding for all the other movies. Coming in at number 4, still hanging in there in the top 5. And I've heard from a lot of folks that this is pretty decent. I haven't seen it yet, but I'm interested. I am interested in seeing it. I might wait till streaming. Ghostbusters Afterlife. We had mentioned Paul Rudd earlier, hosting Saturday Night Live. Ghostbusters. I Ain't Afraid of No Ghosts. A continuation of the 1980s Ghostbuster movies, and there was a lot of positive word on Ghostbusters Afterlife. It came in at number 4 this weekend with $3.4 million at the box office. So it's been out since November 19th. So it's hanging in, doing all right. Another disappointment at the box office. This film was from one of the most acclaimed directors to ever live, Steven Spielberg. And the reviews have been stunning, but the box office has not followed suit. West Side Story, the remake of the 1950s, 1960s musical, and it really has underwhelmed at the box office. And I wonder if it's because that West Side Story, it's just kind of an old, like maybe it has an older demographic, and it's obviously an older IP. It's not Spider-Man, which is kind of like now and forever, and has like a lot of youth, like a lot of, and it's momentum. It's Yeah, it really underwhelmed. So it makes me question. All right, Spider-Man, like the record-breaking numbers. might signal that the box office is back, but then you have something that's uh, like got a lot going for it. One of the great musicals of all time, remade by one of the great directors of all time, brilliant reviews, underwhelms. So West Side Story coming in third in the weekend box office, uh, just edging out Ghostbusters Afterlife, also at 3.4 million, but West Side Story just edging it out. And then number two, the latest offering from Disney, not setting the world on fire either. Encanto, Encanto at 6.5 million. And then coming in number one, Spider-Man No Way Home, destroying the box office this weekend. 260 million domestically, over 500, between 5 and 600 million internationally. Huge, huge. But just a couple of things to think about before you say, "Oh, the box office is back." I mean, Spider-Man has there's so much love for Spider-Man. First off, one of the most beloved superheroes. Uh, just edging out Sad Christmas Batman. And the thing about Spider-Man No Way Home, the momentum has been trending towards this movie for so long, because think about it. This is the 27th, 28th Marvel Universe, Marvel Cinematic Universe film. So if you're a Marvel fan, you're going to see this movie. Also, we've established, and it's been heavily established in all of the promotion for this movie, that there are so many, all the Spider-Man movies from Sony previously are factor into this movie. So you have the 5 Sony Spider-Man movies. That's not to mention the other Spider-Man universe movies from Sony. You got the Venom movies, potentially. So that's over, that combined with the MCU, that's like, what, 30, 35 movies that factor into this? So if you've seen all those movies, which I've seen like 99%, I haven't seen Eternals yet. Still haven't seen Black Widow. I have to get around to that. It's on Disney. What am I waiting for? And then the TV shows factoring in as well. Like, there are people that have put a lot of time and effort into everything leading up into this movie. So it's kind of like the perfect storm, because you're combining so much IP, intellectual property. So there you go. Just makes sense that this movie crushed at the box office. But yeah, it is a huge opening for this movie. Taking a sip of coffee here. I need it. I am a coffee maniac. Your Pal Hal with you on Backchannel. Thank you for hanging out with us today. It is 12:30 on the West Coast, 3:30 on the East Coast, 2:30 in Omaha, Nebraska. And again, would love for you to participate in this program. Go ahead and tell your device, smart device, use the word say, and then you could say anything. So let us know what's coming up for you this Christmas. Where are you going? Are you done with your Christmas shopping? Have you gone to any cool Christmas parties? Tell us. So smart device, say, I have a ton of Christmas shopping left to do. Or smart device, say, I'm going to my mom and dad's house for Christmas. Or you can talk to us by going to backchannel.tv, backchannel.tv. Let us know what you're up to. Let us know if you're enjoying a lovely beverage or a snack or anything at all. I'm going to take a sip of my water. First rule of live streaming, stay hydrated. But don't overhydrate, because then you'll have to pause and go to the loo. All right. So we have been doing a segment on this show where we return to the Rotten Tomatoes top 65 Christmas movies of all time. And we have finally worked our way down to the top 5. That is right. We have done the work. We've made it. We've gotten to the pot of gold at the end of the rainbow. So, this Rotten Tomatoes list, I'm not going to say it's a perfect list. It's a little bit controversial actually, because there's some choices in there where I'm like, is that a Christmas movie? Also, I'm going to say, wait, why is that Johnny Come Lately, that brand new movie from like the past few years that I've never, in some cases that I've never heard of, or like I'm like, oh, maybe I've heard of that, leapfrogging classics like Bad Santa, National Lampoon's Christmas Vacation, A Christmas Story. Yeah, spoiler alert, Die Hard and A Christmas Story not in the top 10. All right. So it got me a little riled up, this list. I'm not going to lie. It got me a little hot under the collar. Oh, Kobe. Yeah. Alicia Keys released some new music this past week. Very good. Very exciting. A lot of good stuff. Very nice. Very nice, Kobe. All right. So, Travis, if you would kindly bring up the list. All right, so we just finished at number 6. We went from 10 to 6. Let's read 10 to 6 again for everybody, just to get them up to speed. So let's give the entire top 10, okay? Because not everyone was with us. Not everyone was with us last week. So if you wouldn't mind scrolling back to number 10, if you wouldn't mind scrolling back to number 10. All right, number 10, a controversial choice. This is a choice that maybe I'll watch with my millennial or Gen Z friends. But as far as a Christmas movie, I'm not going to get the family to gather around and watch Tangerine. Now, here's the thing. I love this director, Sean Baker, and I like this movie a lot. It's really good. And it's also an impressive feat because this movie, Tangerine, was shot solely on an iPhone. But the subject matter, it's a little dark for when I think of a Christmas movie. Uh, it's about um, prostitutes, trans prostitutes in Hollywood. And after hearing that her boyfriend slash pimp cheated on her while she was in jail, a hooker and her best friend try to set the record straight. And it's a it's very dark subject matter, not a lighthearted Christmas movie that you want to show to the kids and grandma. And it's not going to quite put you in the Christmas spirit. I feel like calling this a Christmas movie is kind of putting it in a category, and it defies that category. Uh, oh yeah, Muppet Christmas Carol, which is Rob chimes in. Here's Rob Schaefer's comment. For all the reasons why I disagree with this list, please see where they rate Muppet Christmas Carol, a great movie, versus the movie about the unfaithful pimp. I know, like, you have Dickens' A Christmas Carol, maybe the greatest Christmas tale ever, done with not only the beloved Muppets in a funny and lighthearted way, but then resonating with a performance for the ages. Michael Caine as Ebenezer Scrooge, the great Michael Caine. Are you the ghost of Christmas future? I'm Michael Caine. That's my Michael Caine impression. Thank you very much. But yeah, Rob Schaefer, I am with you, my guy. So Tangerine, again, excellent film. Misplaced at number 10 on this list. Let's keep going. Carol, not exactly like the cheeriest Christmas movie, but it also, again, just a great film, seasonally, Christmas time. So Okay, okay, not. But again, Carol, this story about a forbidden love affair, not exactly, not exactly the movie that's going to get you in the Christmas spirit. Also, fun fact: Kate Blanchett and Rooney Mara in Carol re, re uh back together, reunited in Nightmare Alley. Those two actors, those two actresses. Great. Keep scrolling. Number eight is Meet Me in St. Louis. Judy Garland, directed by Vincent Minnelli. Judy Garland and Vincent Minnelli got together and had a little baby named Liza Minnelli. There's a fun fact for you. Meet Me in St. Louis, a lighthearted classic, lighthearted holiday classic. Okay. Little Women is number 7. This is the 2019 version, the most recent version. I mean, a classic story. It's hard to argue with this on the list, but the new version versus the an older version, that's where I might, because there's another version on this list. 2019 coming in hot. So this movie went from 0 to boom. You're number 7 on the list. Okay, and I'm just you know, maybe I'm just old fashioned. I think that's what we're learning about this list. This list is saying I'm a real get off my lawn kind of guy. Um, Number 6. This is a great film, which I actually I am somewhat embarrassed to say I saw for the first time a couple weeks ago. Nightmare Before Christmas, a Halloween movie, a Christmas movie, a classic. Beautiful, uh, just beautiful to look at. Uh, a story that will that is delightful and poignant. Jack Skellington uh, birthed so many trips to Hot Topic, and kind of goth, emo, alternative wear that you would find. Like, would there be Hot Topic without Nightmare Before Christmas? Would there be Dolls Kill, which is another kind of alt store, without it? Who knows? Nightmare Before Christmas at number 6. I like that choice. I like that choice. Now we enter the top 5. Brrr, let's go. Let's do this. At number 5 is How the Grinch Stole Christmas, 1967. Absolute classic. Here's one question, though. As I talk about this, also a beloved movie. I know a big fan of this movie uh, is Stacy from Texas. Gabriel joined the stream. Gabe, what's up? Is this the same Gabe who I'm friends with? Gabe from California, uh, who I've worked with? Well, you can let us know by getting your smart device's attention using the magic word "say" and talking to us then. So, smart device, say, "Yeah, it's me, Gabe." Or smart device, say, "It's a different Gabe." Either way, Gabriel, thank you for being here. So, talking about the Grinch, 1967 classic, absolutely, it it wouldn't be a holiday without the Grinch. This character, this classic, but is how long is the Grinch? So it's holiday movies. This is it's shorter. So I just wonder about the technicality. It's a is it a Christmas special? That's my one question. But the Grinch is amazing. Also, fun fact, starring Boris Karloff. Boris Karloff, one of the great horror character actors of all time. Boris Karloff, who played the Wolfman in movies and Frankenstein. Uh, Boris Karloff, a great classic Hollywood actor, voicing the Grinch. Pretty cool, pretty cool. Directed by Chuck Jones. Chuck Jones, whose animation and comedy chops are legendary. And this Dr. Seuss story. Okay, number 4. Number 4. This is Rotten Tomatoes, top 65 all-time Christmas stories. the 1940 classic, The Shop Around the Corner. The Shop Around the Corner. So this is Jimmy Stewart, and between you and me, I think we're going to see Jimmy Stewart come up on this list again. Okay, this is Jimmy Stewart, holiday classic. Thurl Ravencroft is from Nebraska. Oh, Thurl Ravencroft, one of the other voices in The Grinch That Stole Christmas. So The Shop Around the Corner, not, I mean, I've heard of this movie. My dad showed me a lot of classic cinema growing up, but I don't know if I've ever seen it. The synopsis: Alfred Kralik, James Stewart, and Clara Novak, Margaret Sullivan, are employees at Matushik and Company General Store in. Can you click on that, Travis, so I can read the synopsis here? The synopsis of Shop Around the Corner. They're at the general store in Budapest. Clara and Alfred are constantly at odds with each other, butting heads and disagreeing on almost everything. Both are enamored of their respective pen pals, who serve as well distractions in their lives. Little do they know they are each other's pen pal, and despite outward differences, have unwittingly fallen in love through their letters. Wow. So is that essentially You've Got Mail? And acclaimed director Ernst Lubitsch. So you know what? Sounds like a classic, and that gives it a little bit of heft, a little bit of weight. Oh, Rob Schaefer says Thurl Ravencroft saying, "You're a mean one, Mr. Grinch. You really are a heel." There you go. That's my rendition. All right, number 4. It's hard to argue with anything Jimmy Stewart. It's pretty damn classic. All right, let's go number 3. Holiday Inn. Okay. Here's the thing. We've gone from too many new movies to too many old movies. I'm calling it. I'm saying it. I'm saying time out. What a, like, it's, oh, it grinds my gears a little bit because we, like, let's divvy it up. This whole top, like 4 of the top 5, essentially. Number 3, Holiday Inn, 1942, not the hotel. Combined with the combined might of Bing Crosby, Fred Astaire, Irving Berlin working in its favor, Holiday Inn is a sensational classic, not least because it introduced White Christmas to the world. Okay, listen, I'm dreaming of a white Christmas. Yeah, classic. Directed by Mark Sandrich, not Sandwich. Fred Astaire, the great dancer, singer, the one of the best hoofers, Fred Astaire and Gene Kelly, the best dancers in Hollywood. Fred Astaire, also from Nebraska. But it's, I don't know. I think, Christmas Story. Like, if you're going to go classics, you got to incorporate some modern classic. This list, I have issues. I'm getting a little bit worked up about this list again. All right, let's keep going. I feel like it went from like too many newbies on the list to like, oh, this is grandma's list. All right, number 2, I can't disagree with this one. This is a classic story. This is the spirit. 96% on the tomato meter. The previous movie was 100%. Irrefutable proof that gentle sentimentalism can be the chief ingredient in a wonderful film. Miracle on 34th Street delivers a warm holiday message without resorting to treacle. Travis, can you get in here, please?
Treacle. That's a treacle.
What is that? What does that mean?
I
Treacle
think
matter? Is that like what goes in the toilet? Treacle matter?
No, that is.
Oh, is that what's left under the pine tree? Treacle matter?
Treacle, which I think is more in tune from this era. Treacle is any uncrystallized syrup made during the refining of sugar. The most common forms of treacle are golden syrup,
Oh, gotcha.
or black treacle, or molasses.
Thank you. So saccharine
Hmm.
sweet, sappy, saccharine, sugary, sweet.
Exactly. It's an older
Yes,
colloquialism.
very good, very good. Uh, all right. Miracle on 34th Street, absolute classic. You know what? I can't argue with that. And number one, It's a Wonderful Life, right? I didn't even show me yet. Yep, there it is. I can't argue with this. I cannot argue with this. This is, but I will say I can't argue with it because I have been programmed. Okay. And maybe that's it. Do I just love It's a Wonderful Life and A Christmas Story because I've been programmed by their repetitious showing? Or what's up? Travis, do you want to come back in for a sec? What Travis, what best what are the two best Christmas movies in your opinion? Two or three. Rob Schaefer, if you're here, I'm asking you as well. Two or three best. Like if you could only, like if you had to show aliens, like the three best Christmas movie, or
Mm.
if or if you were on, or if you were went to a desert island and you had Christmas, you could only bring three Christmas movies with you to create the spirit of the season. Any thoughts?
3 copies of Christmas with the Cranks. No,
Boom! Drop
which
it
was
like it's
not on
hot.
this list, was it?
Mm-mm.
Wow.
No, sir. No,
I
sir.
think my triumvirate would be just because it covers all the bases.
Oh,
It's a
by the
Wonderful
way,
Life.
I'm just shout out to Kobe who loves Home Alone.
Oh
Very
yeah,
nice.
gotta love Home
All right.
Alone.
It's a
It would
Wonderful
be
Life.
It's a Wonderful Life, National Lampoon's Christmas Vacation,
Hell yeah.
and How the Grinch Stole Christmas. I think
Right on.
those three kind of get that delta feels to cover the most breadth of like this is Christmas in America.
Yes. Yeah. It's the most wonderful time of the year.
Hmm.
Also, a shout out for from Kobe for Polar Express.
Oh yeah.
Polar Express, which was on the list. Um, I guess I'm. You know what? I'm basic as it gets. I guess. I'm right there. Like my favorites. Uh, it's a Wonderful Life,
Hmm.
and then it's kind of a three-way tie between Christmas Story, or four-way tie
Right.
between Christmas Story, Die Hard, Bad Santa, and um, there's one more. Not, I mean, National Lampoons is right there,
Yeah.
outside.
Just watched that last night at the house too, so that's very top of
Yeah,
mind.
it's just too good. It's too much fun.
Yeah.
Uh, okay, here's Rob Schaefer. Number three, How the Grinch Stole Christmas. Number two, Christmas Story. Yes. Number one, Muppet Christmas Carol. I can't sneeze
Oh,
at that list.
that's Muppet Christmas Carol. I'm swapping out the Grinch for that. I'm sorry. That's
Ooh, okay,
yeah.
okay, yeah, Rob. I can't sneeze at your top three. I can't sneeze at that list. That's a damn good list. And that I just watched Muppets Christmas Carol a couple of weeks ago. Came downstairs. The wife was watching it, and I'm like, oh, I'll jump in on it. I hadn't seen it since like decades ago, and it's really good. It's it's so much fun. And Michael Caine, like you cannot with the Muppets and Michael Caine. How do you top that? Like there is no stopping it. There's no topping it as far as Rob Schaefer is concerned. And like I ain't sneezing at that list. All right, so there you have it. Rotten Tomatoes, so Metza Metza. All right,
Eh.
what are you gonna do? What are you gonna do? But that is it. That is it. Listen, Rotten Tomatoes. I enjoy the site. I've done some fun work with them as well, and that is their top 65. Maybe we'll revisit it as we get right down to the wire and Christmas. Maybe on Friday we'll rehash the top 10, or maybe we'll have a new top 10 or something like that. And talking about movies to watch as we are in the seat, because like, how much fun is it just to like make dinner, put some cookies in the oven, pour a glass of wine, and put on a Christmas movie in the background. Like, there's something kind of nice about that. I'm a sucker for, don't threaten me with a good time. I like that. Okay? I like it. All right. So this has been a fun ride, everybody. It's 12:52. It's 12:52. And uh we we get down to the end here. This or that is a segment that we do at the end of the show. This or that is a segment that we do at the end of the show. And today's this or that. I'm going to ask you this. These are two violent Christmas movies. Rob, Travis, if you want to come on in here. Die Hard or Home Alone? Die Hard or Home Alone? Kobe, you can talk to us too. What am I doing for Christmas? I'm going to be hanging out with friends this Christmas. My wife is visiting her family, so the cat's away. The mice will hang out with their friends. What about you, Kobe? Let me know what you're up to. Rob, where are you on Die Hard versus Home Alone? Travis, where are you on Die Hard versus Home Alone?
I'm gonna go Die Hard. It's more of a meal, you know.
Kobe says Home Alone. I can dig it. Rob, you know what? I gotta go Die Hard as well. I love Home Alone, and I loved it when I was a kid when I saw it. It's absolute classic, and just the tropes and the traps that they set. Rob's going Home Alone. We are tied. We did not decide anything today, but Rob and Compart, aka Kobe, going Home Alone. Very nice. And now it's time for our very final segment. You know what? We did a lot of stuff in the show, but there's stuff we didn't do. And this is rejected segments. Today's rejected segment is Hal eats a banana live on air. And I had this here waiting for me, and I might have taken a bite of it earlier, but like we talked about, Travis and I talked about making it like a 10-minute segment out of like me just like chewing into the microphone and doing some ASMR. It would have been something like,
Hal, we're doing it.
no. That's the last thing I wanted to do. See, here's what happens sometimes. This has happened once or twice before. This has happened once or twice before. We talk about this rejected segment, which is clearly a bad idea, going to be off-putting to listen to, has no redeeming like social or comedic value potentially, and then as I'm explaining what it is, I start doing the thing.
Yeah.
Okay. I think I've accidentally done that before, so I'm gonna, you know what? I will try to refrain from that going forward. Travis, thank you for stopping me.
Hey, that's what I'm here for.
I would have finished that whole thing.
We're all doing our best.
Folks, we have come to the end of another wonderful Your Pal Hal experience here on Backchannel. I am here Monday through Friday, 11 a.m. to 2 p.m. Sorry, 11 a.m. to 1 p.m. 11 a.m. to 1 p.m. on the West Coast, 2 p.m. to 4 p.m. on the East Coast, and from 1 to 3 in Omaha, Nebraska. I want to thank everybody who hung out with us today. Stacy, Kobe, Rob Schaefer, my mom, and everybody at Backchannel, everyone else who I didn't mention who listened and watched us, and producer Travis. Thank you for holding it down as always. I'm your pal Hal, aka Hal Rudnick. I will talk to you tomorrow. Bye bye now. Oh, and thank you to Bat.